Day 4, it was okay, but you don't know what you got in store, baby. You got to face the God of War. And get ready, baby. Fire in the house.
Jake Paul is back with something extra as the build-up to his showdown with boxing legend Mike Tyson grows more intense than ever. The return of Jake Paul to face Tyson is being framed as his most heated build-up yet, fueled by aggression, tension, and non-stop exchanges. Mike Tyson has been relentlessly posting training videos ahead of their July 20th matchup, showcasing his power, speed, and focus as he prepares for the fight. At the same time, Jake Paul has responded with destabilizing words, adding fuel to the fire as he readies his own return to the ring. The former world heavyweight champion has kept fans locked in with daily training clips from his camp, working closely with world-class trainer Rafael Cordero. In several of Tyson's recent viral videos, he delivers stern warnings directly to Paul, declaring with cold intensity, "It's day 2, and I'm coming for you. It's day 3, are you ready for me?"
You still want to fuck with me? Day 2, we're getting ready for you.
A wave of reactions followed Mike Tyson's intense training footage, including a response from world-famous actor and WWE superstar Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who appeared genuinely inspired by what he saw. Johnson wrote that Tyson had him feeling ready to run through a wall and sent him straight to the gym. Former Russian MMA star Khabib Nurmagomedov also reacted positively, calling Tyson's training on another level. Despite all the praise, none of it seemed to faze Jake Paul, who, after initially appearing uneasy and caught off guard, rebounded from his moment of silence with an ironic response to Tyson's sessions. Even Tommy Fury weighed in with a cautious and skeptical take, acknowledging Tyson's sharpness while pointing out the obvious age gap. Fury admitted that while Tyson looks impressive, it's difficult to judge how a nearly 60-year-old will fare against a 26-year-old, adding that the matchup doesn't particularly excite him, and that he's focused on his own recovery rather than Jake Paul's path.
I haven't really got one to that, to be honest. I mean, the guy is, he's nearly 60, and I don't know,
Jake Paul showed no interest in dialing back the drama during the build-up, openly mocking Mike Tyson by comparing his fighting style to that of his elderly grandmother and accusing him of using video effects to make his punches look faster. Paul laughed off the reactions to Tyson's training clips, claiming fans were being fooled by edited footage and fake narratives, even going as far as insulting those who believed it. His comments raised eyebrows, especially since this marked the second time in just 2 weeks that accusations of edited boxing videos had sparked controversy. A similar situation unfolded during the build-up to Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, when Garcia claimed he had seen sparring footage of Haney being badly beaten by Gervonta Davis. Bill Haney and Devin demanded the video be released, and although Garcia didn't initially have it, he later obtained it from Floyd Mayweather Jr. and posted it online, igniting widespread debate. Devin Haney fired back, denying the footage was edited and insisting he held his own at just 16 years old, adding that while bets were honored, Garcia was the one who quit, declaring they were not the same and never would be. The situation escalated further when Haney accused Floyd Mayweather of long-standing resentment, claiming Floyd leaked the sparring video and fed Garcia talking points, calling him a bitter figure who couldn't stand to see others succeed unless he was involved, while concluding that he was ultimately glad the truth had come to light.
He should have showed the sparring video of him and Devin. Yeah.
What?
Now, why he's showing all that sparring video? Yeah, show the sparring. And it was 6-0, it wasn't close. It was like Floyd was looking in the mirror when I told him. How long?
Moving forward, Jake Paul continued to pour fuel on the fire by further mocking Mike Tyson's training sessions, claiming that when the real footage is seen, Tyson's slowness will be obvious. He dismissed Tyson's workouts as poor and outdated, saying they looked like preparation for an amateur or another elderly fighter, and even went as far as claiming his grandmother could do better, and possibly beat Tyson if he trained that way. Paul insisted he was unimpressed by what he saw, urging fans not to fear edited clips, but to focus on what isn't being shown, arguing that training footage means nothing compared to what happens on fight night. Responding directly to Tyson's claim that he was ready, Paul fired back by saying it would take Tyson's 1987 version to be ready for him, something he believes is no longer possible. Despite Tyson's legendary reign as undisputed heavyweight champion in the late 1980s, Paul framed the fight as his mission to end Tyson's legacy as the baddest man on the planet and replace him as the new face of dominance. He went on to claim that Tyson was fighting while dealing with illness, doubling down on his insults by saying the man seen in the videos was far from dangerous and predicting he would put Tyson on a long vacation after their July showdown.
Rules, me and Logan tag teaming him, us wearing headgear, all of this. If you believe that, you're a idiot and you shouldn't be allowed to.
Questions about a possible injury were subtly addressed by Mike Tyson's trainer, Rafael Cordero, during a recent interview in which he discussed the fight, the rules, the age gap, and Tyson's physical condition. When asked how he expects the matchup to unfold, Cordero dismissed the idea of a one-sided beatdown, predicting instead a highly technical fight, noting that Jake Paul can box and isn't afraid to engage. He emphasized Tyson's heavy hands, insisting it would be impossible for Paul to avoid being hit, and once those punches land, the direction of the fight will become clear. Despite Paul's professional record of 9 wins and 1 loss with 6 knockouts, Cordero remained confident that Tyson's pressure would induce panic, openly stating that their goal is to keep Paul uncomfortable and panicked for as long as possible. Cordero spoke with clear confidence about the preparation and energy coming from Tyson's camp, echoing the intensity seen in Tyson's sparring sessions. He also pushed back against claims that Paul is merely a YouTuber, stating bluntly that Paul left that label behind long ago and has repeatedly proven critics wrong by evolving into a serious boxer. While Paul was initially dismissed as lazy and unambitious after early knockouts against older opponents, he has since delivered impressive performances, including first-round stoppages against legitimate fighters and a competitive bout against Tommy Fury, which he lost only by split decision. According to Cordero, Paul has earned respect in combat sports by taking on tough opponents, delivering entertaining fights, and building a credible career both competitively and financially. On the other side, Cordero highlighted Tyson's generational legacy, noting the weight of history he carries into the ring. He also made bold comments regarding the bout's status, stating that Tyson versus Paul is intended to be an official professional boxing match, unlike Tyson's 2020 exhibition against Roy Jones Jr. However, the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation later clarified that no final decision has been made for July 20th, as no bout card has yet been submitted, and all matches remain subject to review and approval.
I don't know what kind of conditioning. I know he looks great, but you never really know. And a 26-year-old against a 60-year-old, I don't know, I don't flow.
This development followed a viral video in which British heavyweight boxer Derek Chisora appeared to share inaccurate details about the upcoming bout between YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul and former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson. Reports had suggested the fight would be an exhibition streamed on Netflix, highlighting the significant age gap between the 57-year-old Tyson and the much younger Paul. Chisora claimed he had insider knowledge of the fight's setup, stating that 18-ounce gloves and headgear would be used, effectively turning the event into little more than a sparring session. Comments he suggested would disappoint boxing fans. He went on to dismiss the matchup entirely, questioning why anyone would pay to watch a young fighter face someone decades older, arguing that only children would be interested. However, combat sports reporter Ariel Helwani later denied Chisora's claims, clarifying that while details of the bout were still being finalized, he had been informed that headgear would not be used.
Are using 18-ounce gloves and head guards, if I'm not mistaken.
No way. They couldn't.
Yeah, I think so.
According to Ariel Helwani, several key details surrounding the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight are still being finalized following ongoing discussions with those involved. Helwani explained that while the intention is for the bout to be a professional fight, the final decision rests with the Texas Commission, meaning it remains unclear whether it will be officially sanctioned or treated as an exhibition. He also addressed confusion sparked by Derek Chisora's comments, firmly stating he was told there would be absolutely no headgear and that the fight is expected to resemble a standard boxing match rather than a sparring session. Tyson's trainer, Rafael Cordero, later provided further insight into Tyson's preparation, emphasizing that unlike his previous return, Tyson has been training consistently and not coming off a long layoff, which he believes makes a major difference. With 4 months still to go, Cordero expressed confidence that Tyson will be fully ready, acknowledging the age gap and Paul's more frequent activity while stressing Tyson's vast experience. He noted that when Tyson returns to camp, his explosiveness, movement, and sharpness appear as if he never stopped, highlighting that technique, not just power, will be decisive. Cordero also credited Paul's boxing ability, pointing out that his wins and only split decision loss to a legitimate boxer prove he can fight. Days after the bout was announced, Tyson and Cordero shared footage from the first day of camp, showing the boxing legend working pads, with Cordero stating that Tyson looked to be in excellent condition. Cordero also addressed concerns surrounding a 2023 video that showed Mike Tyson using crutches, insisting it should not be viewed as a red flag. While many, including Jake Paul, have interpreted the footage as a sign of illness, Cordero clarified that Tyson has dealt with back pain since childhood and that his team constantly manages it through training and care. He explained that Tyson's explosive lateral movement places strain on his back, and frequent long-distance travel often requires extra support to maintain posture after flights. Cordero then offered insight into the intensity of Tyson's training, describing sessions that are extremely demanding and noting that Tyson still works with the tirelessness of a 25-year-old. Drawing from Tyson's prime years, Cordero highlighted how his legendary work ethic and discipline shaped one of the most intense training routines in boxing history. Tyson famously trained 50 to 60 hours per week, waking up at 4 a.m. for long-distance runs to gain a psychological edge, followed by stretching, hundreds of push-ups and squats, and brief rest before returning for rigorous sparring, pad work, and technical drills. His regimen emphasized head movement through tools like the slip bag, intense calisthenics, long sparring rounds, bag work, jump rope, and endurance training on the bike. Evenings included additional skill work, shadow boxing, and massive bodyweight workouts performed 6 days a week, capped off by studying fight film before restarting the cycle the next morning, with Sundays reserved for rest. While Tyson may no longer train at that extreme volume, Cordero's insight makes it clear that the former champion still possesses remarkable intensity and dedication, fueling his belief that Tyson is capable of shocking Jake Paul and silencing critics who doubt his ability to dominate the ring.